Oh my god, this is just a nightmare. The graphics are just breaking down at this point. The game just doesn't even know what is a body and what isn't a body. Like, geez, Todd, what's happening here? What am I looking at? Okay, I'll take it. I'll take the pistol. Oh dear, oh dear. Have you just survived a nuclear apocalypse? Are you struggling to come to terms with the loss of your family, friends, and society? Well, stop doing that and instead focus on the only thing that matters: money. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, you just survived the apocalypse in America, meaning no matter what happens, you can be sure that the other survivors are ensuring that capitalism lives on. And of course, if capitalism has survived the end of the world, then that means infinite money exploits can still be found. So today, we're starting a majestic quest of accumulating wealth by cheesing the balance and breaking the universe that our Lord and Savior Todd Howard has designed. So sit back, relax, and discover if Fallout 4 is a perfectly balanced game with no exploits, or if perhaps my infinite wealth strategy might break the game. So without further ado, let's dive into this video. And heck, if you're feeling especially fantastic, you can even like it. Now, all we need to do is actually make ourselves a brand new character. That's right, starting a brand new game in Fallout 4. My goodness, what an experience this is going to be. Oh my god, I think we've done it. He's amazing. Look at him, he's glorious. We've created quite possibly the worst character in the universe. I mean, his face is unique, especially with his beautiful, beautiful lips. My goodness, is he not just the greatest man in the universe? I hope do amazingly well. I mean, this man's basically entire job is to just make infinite money, so he looks like the kind of guy to make infinite money, especially with the kind of ridiculously large dad bod that he has. Oh yes, that's perfect. Now it's time for us to actually design our character with the lovely Vault-Tec rep. Here we go. So who's our legendary character today? Well, today we're going to be joined by none other than the legendary Hugh Janus. That's right, he's going to be an incredible character, and interestingly enough, for a character that's going to be entirely focused on making money, we're actually going to be putting a large amount of our point into strength, just so that we can carry more items, a decent amount into endurance, and most importantly, charisma. The rest is entirely useless. Oh my god, I just hate looking at Hugh Janus. I mean, for a start, he's got a Hugh Janus, but secondly, my goodness, just he's got the greatest face of all time. Okay, well, now it is time for us to go and take a look at the horrific news.
A few moments later.
Oh my god, and in true Todd Howard fashion, right as I was about to escape the vault and continue on with the game has bugged, and I am stuck in the Pip-Boy menu without also being in the Pip-Boy menu, because it's Fallout 4, you know, it's early access. One day they'll patch it, one day. Until then, we've got another Skyrim to get released. Oh my god. And here he is, ladies and gentlemen, the wonderful Hugh Janus has escaped. He's now into the wider world of the Commonwealth, ready to make some money. Now, of course, making money in an environment where, well, basically no one is alive and there's a lot of destroyed things is actually surprisingly difficult. For a start, running and maintaining a business is not exactly a viable option in this game, so instead we must make money via alternative, more dubious means. But luckily, Hugh Janus can hide a lot of stuff in his trunk, meaning we're going to need to be able to haul all of the necessary goods to become a multi-millionaire in this post-apocalyptic nightmare world. But don't worry, we can turn this world into our own very little paradise. Oh, it's going to be beautiful. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we have 34 caps. This is hardly any money, but luckily, we're about to make a huge amount of profits. How on earth are we meant to make money in this day and age with our Hugh Janus? Well, naturally, the best way to do so is to find people to work for you for free and to do all of the most difficult tasks or entirely on your behalf. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing today, because you see, right over here, we have the Brotherhood of Steel doing a last-ditch defense of this police station. Now, we're going to come along and help them with the defense. And by help, I mean, we're going to do pretty much nothing. We're going to rock up and gain some experience and hide here. So I'm just going to sit here and stay out of sight whilst, you know, Paladin Danse deals with all of those lovely feral ghouls. There we go, fantastic. We've successfully defended the Brotherhood, and consequently we're going to be able to make infinite money. Okay, so here we are, fantastic. We now have Paladin Danse who's going to help us and take us on this wonderful adventure over towards ArcJet Systems, where we're going to gain a source of infinite money. Although Paladin Danse doesn't know this yet, he's about to become the largest mass murderer in the entirety of the Fallout universe. Now, luckily for us, we don't really have to do much fighting. Paladin Danse will pretty much waltz us right the way to the front door, which is fantastic stuff. As to be honest, I don't really want to get Hugh Janus' hands dirty. He's already such a dirty individual already. The last thing he needs is any blood on his hands. So, this is the ArcJet Systems. Now, of course, what Paladin Danse doesn't know is that it's filled with synths that want to kill us. But it is a very unique location in the Fallout universe, because it isn't just home to a few synths. It is in fact home to an infinitely endless quantity of spawning synths, which naturally, we're going to exploit. Oh, fantastic. Synths, lovely. Now, synths are, of course, very spooky boys, and naturally we have to murder them. But it's okay, because Paladin Danse will generally do all of the work for us as long as we crouch behind here and hide. There we go, lovely stuff. Good job, Paladin Danse. You keep murdering them. Now, with that, of course, Paladin Danse is just going to find more and more synths to basically murder, but don't worry, we can pretty much just waltz our way out of all of that. And Danse is an immortal because he's an essential NPC. Now, what this means in practice is that he can't die, but we can. Consequently, he's going to do all of the lovely fighting for us. Oh, fantastic. Now, we've made our way to the main ArcJet testing facility. This is basically where they test engines and yeet them off into space. Now, there's a very important section here whereby we go behind that lovely door there, activate the power in this area, and then what will happen is a endless quantity of synths will arrive to try and murder Danse. Okay, and now after basically restarting the ArcJet mainframe, combat is now happening. Paladin Danse over there is now being attacked by an endless quantity of synths, and the game wants us to go in there and push that button. However, we're just going to be hidden away nice and safely away from all of the danger. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I've spoken to Hugh Janus, and it turns out we're going to have an unlimited quantity of money on our hands very soon, and consequently we're feeling charitable. Consequently, that means the first 4,000 people to like this video will receive their very own fusion cell, a cartridge of ammunition which may or may not be completely and utterly radioactive and explode in your hands. Make sure to keep away from children, but it is 100% yours, and if goes in no way liable to any harm, damage, or insanity caused by ownership of a fusion cell. You have been warned. Right, now let's get back into the video. Okay, now ladies and gentlemen, we're at the wonderful point in the game where we can now generate infinite money. How do you do it? Well, it's very simple. Simply come on over to the basement of the ArcJet systems with Paladin Danse, the immortal Buzz Lightyear character. Wander over here and unlock the terminal. Trust me, it's a very simple terminal. Anyone should be able to do it, except me, of course, because this is an incredibly annoying and difficult game. Except I did it first time. Oh my goodness, I'm a god. Now, what you want to do here is very simply go into the power options and enable the power. What's going to happen is that's going to alert all of the synths in the facility to our location, and they're going to rain down from above and start attacking. Following that option, you either run out into the room and save Paladin Danse, all guns blazing, trying to battle them to the death, or alternatively, you push the big button on the engine and fry all of the synths. We're going to choose to do none of those whatsoever, and instead abuse the fact that Paladin Danse is technically an immortal. And what we're going to do is just simply press this button here to close the door. That locks us in nice and safe. Meanwhile, Paladin Danse is now out there being attacked by an endless quantity of synths. But don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, he's got a gun with infinite ammo, and technically he's an immortal, so he's gonna keep fighting back. As you can see, some more synths keep spawning in fact on top of each other, because they just rain down from the ceiling. And you might be sat there thinking, well, surely there's a limitation on how many synths can spawn in. And you know what? You're wrong. There's not a limitation. They're just going to keep spawning in from the ceiling. So Paladin Danse is going to keep killing all of them. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? This is actually the point of the game where you can just leave him and he'll just keep fighting stuff. Paladin Danse is screaming for us to push the button to start the engine and, you know, kill all of the synths. But what is the point of that when instead we can just let more and more synths spawn in? Why would we want to do that? Well, every single synth that you see spawning in technically contains items. All of them have a gun, all of them will have ammunition, all of which is valuable. And as they will endlessly spawn in and keep dropping from the ceiling, that is effectively an endless quantity of goodies just raining from the sky. Why wouldn't we take advantage of it? Right now I'm just going to go AFK and let an endless wave of 4 synths spawn in and fight Danse. So I'll come back in a bit once the bodies have piled up nice and highly. See you in a little while. Now, it's been about 10 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, and, well, Paladin Danse has done a great job. There's an ever-growing pile of bodies of synths in the center of the room, and honestly, they just keep spawning in. They just won't stop coming, and they don't stop coming. It's glorious. One thing's for sure, they don't hit the ground running. Now, Paladin Danse is doing a splendid job of repeatedly going down and then standing up and shooting stuff, and so who am I to get in his way of just continuing to do that? So I'm actually going to go away again, and I want to see if he can murder even more people. So come on, get back to it, Danse. Good job. Back into montage number 2. Alright, now some more time has passed and things have gone fantastically well. I think this is probably the point where I would save and go in there and actually start collecting, but honestly, I want to see how far we can get it. Although I do think bodies are actually starting to despawn. Yes, I think a few are. Alright, I've hopefully tried to disable the settings of items despawning, so I'm just going to leave this running. I'll drop down a save file and I'll leave this going for as long as I can. It might crash the game, and honestly, that's okay. I just want to see how far we can take this.
One eternity later.
And well, here you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is what happens when you put an unstoppable force against an immovable object. You get an unlimited quantity of dead bodies, all with loot. Look at all of those weapons on the floor. More loot than we could ever carry. And it's glorious. This is what makes Paladin Danse so darn incredible. As he's an NPC who's essential to the plot, he simply can't die. But as all of the Simps here are an unstoppable force, and that they keep spawning, but they keep fighting against an immovable object that can't die, we get all of these lovely bits of loot for us to pick up. So what are we going to do? Well, we can push the button here and just launch the reactor thing, and this will kill all of the Simps that are still alive in the room. And don't worry, Paladin Danse will still survive. Once again, he's an immortal plotline character. We can also technically stop them from spawning in by just crouching down behind this wall and stealthing. And now let's go evaporate some Simps. It's time for some crispy programming components. And flames! Lovely stuff. Ah, it's glorious. All of the corpses, in fact, are actually melting away down to ash, which is going to create a bit of a messy room, but it's fine. We can just waltz on in here and see the results of our nightmare. Well, there's a lot of bodies, ladies and gentlemen. Quite a lot of bodies, in fact, and all of these bodies have items on them. So what we can do is just simply walk around this sea of red ash and dust and just simply loot every single thing we can find from these Simps. So, yep, we'll just crouch on down here and loot basically everything we can get a hold of. It can be difficult grabbing things that are on the ground because, you know, they're technically under about 47 corpses, but it's okay. Hugh Janus here is a fantastic dumpster diver whose entire life and mission and goal is to simply walk around and pull fusion cells out of the eyeballs of corpses. Ah, what a fantastic job. What a glorious way to hustle. There's literally just an endless quantity of institute pistols. If we just look at the floor, there just is an endless quantity of them. It's amazing. Oh my goodness. Well, as you can see, we already have more fusion cells than we're ever going to need, as we have 99 fusion cells in the bottom right. We're also now carrying too much to actually be able to run. This is a good situation to be in, to be honest. And no matter where we go, there are still items layered down on the ground from underneath where we've killed people. Oh my goodness, this is a nightmare. Paladin Danse, I hope you're happy. You're a mass murderer now. You've killed about 700,000 Simps. What's our inventory looking like? We've got 53 automatic institute pistols, 37 regular institute pistols. What's our ammunition looking like? Ah yes, 2,000 fusion cells. Lovely. I think that should be enough bullets to get us through the entire game. Oh my god, this is just a nightmare. The graphics are just breaking down at this point. The game just doesn't even know what is a body and what isn't a body. Like, geez, Todd, what's happening here? What am I looking at? Okay, I'll take it. I'll take the pistol. Oh dear, oh dear. Alright, well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm pretty sure that is everything that we can fit inside of Hugh Janus. Like, legitimately, we have 1,145 units of weight weighing us down. We're meant to only be able to carry 325. It's safe to say we've got a lot of junk from killing Simps, which is fantastic news for us, because we can now go and try and sell this actually all for a profit. And yes, of course, there's even more items that we've just left behind, because how on earth are you meant to even comb through all of these corpses? Like, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of corpses laid underneath here. We simply have no way of getting to all of them. It is insane. Well, fantastic. We've made our way to Diamond City, where we can now start actually selling all of our items, or in the very least calculating how much all of our items are worth. So let's do exactly that. We have 125 automatic institute pistols, each valued at 56 caps. Meanwhile, we also have 79 regular institute pistols valued at 50 caps each. This is 3,950 caps. Then we have the shock batons. We have 73 of these bad boys. They are worth 30 caps each, meaning they are worth 2,190 caps. And then finally, we have 4,018 fusion cells valued at 3 caps each. This is just over 12,000 caps worth of fusion cells, meaning if we were to combine everything we've gained today, ladies and gentlemen, we've made a grand total of 25,140 bottle caps. That's right, 25,000 bottle caps. And what do we do for it, ladies and gentlemen? Absolutely nothing. That's exactly the way Hugh Janus likes it. We simply waltzed on in there, messed with a couple of computer consoles, and successfully managed to destroy the balance of just about everything. Truly, it's perfectly balanced and 100% not broken to have just that much money. Now we can basically use all of our incredible fusion mission cells to buy whatever we like in this game. All of this wonderful protection gear, which can basically make you an immortal, yes, we can buy it, because all it takes is for us to select the item that we want, like this Old Faithful here. Costs 1,672 caps. We don't have that much money. However, if we were to sell 70 free shock batons and 29 institute pistols, suddenly we've got a great trade. Wabam, it's ours. And we have 4,000 rounds to fire. That's pretty good. What can we do with our newfound power? Well, guess we can be a huge anus. Ah, glorious success of civilian murder and casualties. I love it. Now, what I personally wanted to try and calculate is just how much this 25,140 quantity of bottle caps would be worth in the real world. Now, of course, there's a few ways of calculating this. Bottle caps are either worth their exact weight in materials, which is around about $1.2. I think Game Theory did a video on that. However, if we were to take a real world item from the game and actually also see how much it is worth in bottle caps and then see how much it is worth in the real world, we're able to extrapolate vaguely how much an item is. Take, for example, this 10mm pistol. You can buy a 10mm pistol in the real world, especially if you live in the freedom-tooting Americas. Consequently, in this game, the 10mm pistol usually sells at a value of 100 caps. That is how much it normally goes for. It is going at 90 because, of course, I have a charisma perk. But if you want to buy a 10mm pistol in the real world, well, it's going to set you back around about $1,500 US. This is a fair bit more expensive. In fact, it's 15 times as expensive, which is honestly pretty darn impressive. What this tells us is that the actual bottle cap is probably worth around about $15 US. But of course, there are a few other complicated ways of calculating this. A bottle cap could technically be worth as much as $62 US or as little as 1.2. This is the issue of trying to calculate value in a universe that doesn't technically have any concrete economical structure. But let's say it is worth $15 US. Well, that means what we've basically managed to do today is have Paladin Danse sit inside a box, fight an unlimited wave of synths, and, well, lo and behold, he's managed to generate just for us well over $123,000 US worth of profit. That's right, $123,000 US worth of tradable goods that we can use and spend. And what did it cost the legendary Hugh Janus? Absolutely nothing. We simply stood behind a glass window, watched as Paladin Danse was repeatedly shot and murdered over and over again, and then gleefully clap our hands as he stands back up, tries to mow down even more people, and then of course get put back down again. This cycle of course repeated until we ended up here, the owners of $123,000 US worth of bottle caps. But of course, if we do go for the extreme option and say that we use gold as a standard, then a bottle cap is actually worth $62 US, meaning we managed to get $452,000 US worth of tradable goods just from having Paladin Danse work as an unpaid intern, and just like all unpaid interns, get panel beaten to death. Now this is how to make money in a post-apocalyptic society, ladies and gentlemen. You might not respect the hustle or the grind, but trust me, ladies and gentlemen, Hugh Janus knows how to grind. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to give it a like, and if you want to see more like it, then do consider subscribing and joining the wonderful community. As always, a massive thank you to each and every one of our amazing patrons who make these videos all the more possible. Seriously, thank you very much, you lovely sausages. And hey, if you sat there wondering what video you'd like to watch next, look no further than this video on screen now, hand chosen by myself to be absolutely perfect for you. Anyway, I'll see each and every one of you in the next one. Have a lovely day and goodbye for now.